Hey guys, it's Sean back with the second video, and sorry it's been so long since the first video. If you're new, thanks for tuning in, and please let me know how you liked the video after, whether you're new or returning. I tried to upload this video a while ago, but the file got corrupted when I tried to upload it, so big disappointment, but here I go again. About a month ago, Red Star Lacrosse, which is a really great channel, I think, did a review on Blackfeet shafts, and he did a really good job with it, and I just wanted to add my 2 cents in a review because I wanted to keep the ball rolling because I think that wood shafts are vastly underrated and underused anymore. I have two, and I love them. Here is my main one. I go with the typical color. Other really nice thing is they're like 50 to 55 bucks for a short pole, depending on what stain you go with, which is like what, a third of the cost of some of the more expensive shafts. And they're ash. I'll try to upload or put a link to a college that gave a table of the different hardnesses of various woods. And ash, you may think that's weird because like the Haudenosaunee team uses the one-piece hickory sticks, but they use hickory because hickory's stronger in compression, so you can get it to bend to make the head, whereas this is just the shaft. Ash is denser than hickory, though. So the idea is you absorb checks. Like in my college club alumni game, this guy was saying, I don't know how I didn't get the ball off you, and I was like, look, I'm not that great. It's, I didn't feel that check much at all. Whereas with a metal shaft, it might have been rattling around my hands because they tend to vibrate when they get hit. Whereas the wood just kind of tanks the check really well. Really like it for that, and for cross checking in box, it's great. I don't have to worry about it breaking on me. Haven't had an issue yet. And the butt end, Brazilian cherry, which is a really hard wood. And because he figures the butt might get jammed into the ground or something, so a little bit harder wood. If you can get away with a butt end check, I've done it a couple times. Their hands aren't comfortable if you smack their hands with it. That's the other thing is if you're playing like short stick defensive mid, like what I run in field, I found that guys don't want to dodge as much after you get a couple slap checks on them. I broke the only I6 that I broke on someone's hands in a game last spring with my 9.4 ounce shaft. That's the numbers you can. That's one of the things that few wood shafts companies will do is put the numbers right on there so you can fine tune what weight you want. Blackfeet does 3 different weight classes. I have a 9.4 and the 10.5. The one's a little bit obscured by the head. But so you can fine tune what you want. So I could bump up a little heavier or a little lighter. You guys might think that weight's excessive. You could always go for the lighter weight class or just hit the wall like you're supposed to. Unless you're the time and room shooter where you really need that extra mile an hour or 2 miles an hour because you're dropping 20-yard bombs on people, I really don't think it's important to get the lightest shaft possible. Just hit the wall like you're supposed to, and you'll develop the muscle if you need to compensate for the heavier shaft. I think the benefits of a little bit heavier shaft far outweigh the cons. More durability, get a little bit stronger, more venom on checks, and you taking checks a lot better. And yeah, now I'll just segue over to, if you're curious about the head, this is a 1-string typical traditional that I strung myself. I use sidewall because I think it's a lot more durable. I used cross lace and it just didn't hold up the way I wanted it to. It's a 9 diamond. I know it looks weird with the big diamonds in the center, but I like my pocket to only sit in one place, and that facilitates that. And so if you look, Connor Wilson from Lax All Stars puts up great videos for how to do traditionals, and he was saying that more diamonds typically equals more consistency, and fewer diamonds typically equals more hold. So I know it looks funky, but those big diamonds get me a good amount of hold. while all the small diamonds up here allow for a consistent release, and the little diamonds down here allow for the ball to just roll right into where I want it to. Because there's nothing I hate more than when the ball, if a baggy pocket where the ball sits here because you're one hand cradling, and then you try to throw a pass and it takes longer to get out because it was sitting there when you were trying to release the pass. Um, and that brings me to, because it's been a month and I feel bad for not putting up a video, I did something kind of crazy for you guys because that head's on its way out and I knew I had to string up another head. So another purple I6, 15 diamond, 1 string 6-shooter. I've never heard of someone doing this many diamonds, so I figured might as well do it. Show you guys something crazy. Did the same thing where I put bigger diamonds in the center. I missed one interlock on it, which I was annoyed about, but I'm going to be unstringing it to string up something more that I will actually use soon, because the sidewall just makes it too stiff. If you want a review on, this real quick, the sidewall makes it too stiff and it can't really get out of the pocket. The leathers would also take forever to break in like this because they're getting held so tightly by the diamonds. But it was cool to try out, and yeah, even mesh doesn't have that many diamonds. I counted down. I think mesh typically has like 11 or 12 in the pocket. So yeah, just figured I'd do something crazy for you guys to look at. It holds the ball pretty well, and it only holds it in one place. But yeah, I will be doing my third video will be kind of a summary and tips for a 6-shooter. If you have any questions, Connor Wilson is probably much better than I ever will be at it, but I'd like to think I'm not too bad. Also, being that you guys probably aren't hitting the wall like you're supposed to, check out, I will try to put a link in the description of this Baltimore Indoor Lacrosse League. It's a league up in Baltimore, Maryland, and they had their final game. There's a lot of guys that played club. I saw the video. Lax All Stars posted it. I saw the video. You got guys like Joe Fletcher, a member or two of the Canadian national team on there. A bunch of Towson players and some really high caliber players, and a lot of dedicated box players in the U.S., which is kind of rare, playing some pretty high level box. So I think you guys should check that out, and hopefully that motivates you to hit the wall. Till next time, guys, take it easy. Have a good night.